Alright, we're out on April 10th planting. Just out here breaking up all the clods and moving around the dirt out here in the trap crops. Friend couldn't make it, so I got Mom out here helping me. She's using the stirrup hoe to weed up some stuff. She's gonna help me plant. Yeah, so I got all my seeds figured out, got everything lined up, all the big seeds soaked and ready to go. So hopefully we'll be able to knock this out in a couple hours. Alright. As you can see, it's about 74 degrees. About 5 to 6 inches. Mom, don't swear on camera. About 5 to 6 inches deep in the trap crop row. I'm gonna go move it over into the weed barriers and see how hot that's getting. Pick a nice spot like here. There we go. And I'll give that about 30 seconds, see what it says. Alright, as you can see, it's about 69, so it's a bit cooler. So that's cool. This actually has an insulating capacity. That's cool to note. But yeah, totally where it should be to plant. So Mom's over here digging a trench to put the cowpeas in. I'm going to put them from that corner about a foot to 18 inches in, the whole way around to there. And this side's all going to be wildflowers and herbs and other trash, because I don't want those to get as high, because that's going to be on the side that gets the most light. So if I put tall stuff, it's going to want to crane over the top to get the morning sun, which is why I'm putting the okra over here and I'm putting the sunflowers right here, so sunflowers can peek over the top and they'll never be in the way of anything. And the okra is only going to steal the morning sun, but it's a pretty spindly thing, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so here's where I'm planting the cotton. Over here on the new row 4, I'm putting 4,4-D. Over here on the new row 3, I'm putting 4,8-C. Over here on the new row 2, I'm putting 4,9-C on the top half. And 3,11-D on the south half, because I didn't have enough seeds either of them. And over here on row 1, I'm sticking 4,6-C. So these were my 5 top producers. 311 is kind of a wild card. It was a transplant and it did better than most of the other plants, so I think that means it has good genetic stock. As you know, 4,4-D was massive and the biggest producer, and it was on the worst possible row in the worst possible place. 4,8-C was the highest score out of my arbitrary but objective selection criteria, and 4,6-C just also did good. As you notice, 4 of the 5 are out of row 4, so don't know if that's just statistical chance with the genetics, or if having an yeast aspect just is a lot better for their growth. Who knows? Well, all the holes are cut for the cotton. I got 12 per row. As you can tell, row 1 was definitely the most weedy. But the weed barrier does appear to be working, because those nut sedges are incredibly sickly looking, so it was not letting through light. So that's a good thing. But I think row 1's going to have the most problem with weeds. So now it's off to plant seeds. As I learned last year, planting depth does have a big difference, but only in the short term. And with this big rain that I am expecting on Sunday, I'm going to plant everything at 1/2 to 1/4 inch depth, because that had the most reliable germination that I saw. Once it got to deeper depths, if there was a hard rain, soil formed a hard pan on top and the seedling couldn't get out. So we're just going to go with 1/4 to 1/2 inch. It might take them a little bit longer to germinate, but more of them will. Alright. Just like before, 4 seeds per hole. But I'm going to do these at much shallower depths. So right about there for all of them. That should be perfect. Alright, row 4 is done. 3 to go. Then it's time to do the indigo. Mom's still pilling around with digging the pea trench. She's looking at me funny now. As you can see, I've not delinted the seeds. I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on anything. Because in order to delint them, I either have to manually do it or I have to soak them in sulfuric acid. And I don't know what I'm doing, and I think that's mostly an upland cotton problem, so I'm just going to not do that and avoid accidentally killing my seeds with sulfuric acid. However, that does have the upside of they get a little extra boost of sulfur when they start. So, could be something I try, but that's not something I don't think they ever did historically because this is a bare seeded cotton, so shouldn't be a problem. Alright, and with that, I've planted all 4 of the new rows. So next step is planting the indigo. I'm still working on the field peas. And then getting the okra ready, getting the sunflowers ready, getting the nightshades ready, and then getting all this ready for the zinnias and herbs and wildflowers and all the other miscellaneous goodies I've got lying around. And if I can get through that, then we'll come back over here to the old cotton and we'll start replanting in the dead spots. So I don't know how much regeneration I have new since the last time, so I'm gonna have to go through here with the clipboard and check out that. If I can get 36 of them to regenerate, then I don't think I'm gonna replant. I'll just let them come back. I'm at 22 out of, was it 46? So if I get 3/4 of them to come back, unless it's all these 2 rows, then I don't think I need to replant. I can just let them regenerate and then maybe replant a little bit longer if they don't look like they're actually going to do. But I think most of row 1 is dead and row 4 is spotty. Row 3 has a lot going on, so we'll see. Trench for the okra has been cut. Trench for the sunflowers has been cut. And now it's on to indigo. That's okra. So, but before that, just for clarity's sake, for all 4 of these, there's 12 new cottons per row, one every approximately 24 inches. 12 each, 4 per hole, each one at about roughly 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch. Just pushed them in there lightly. Soil's real soft. And now I'm off to the indigo. I thought I didn't have enough Carolina indigo seeds, but I didn't have enough to do the whole row, but I just decided to do both to see which would do better. So I've soaked both the Carolina and the Guatemalan overnight, and I'm going to do 15 of each every 18 inches, whole way down this. We'll see how that does. Carolina indigo is perennial. I don't know if the Guatemalan is as frost hardy as the cotton is, but it's probably equal if not less. It's a legume, so it's probably more inclined to be an annual. Carolina indigo is definitely perennial though. So with any luck, those will do just nicely. They'll add a nice sunscreen for the cotton on this side and help keep the heat down just a little bit, locking a little bit more moisture. And they may be a host plant for some kind of butterfly or something. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, well, this first row's shorter, so I was only able to get 14 on it. But I was able to get 16 on this one, so we're just going to split it there. So we'll have one Carolina indigo on the other side of the walkway. Alrighty, indigo planting time. So these are supposed to be at a 1/2 inch. I'm going to do about 5 per hole, because I don't got a lot of faith in these coming up. Alright, that's all the Carolina indigo seeds. Mom just finished with the field peas. Now on to the Guatemalan indigo and the okra. Alright. The okra's been planted, now it's on to the sunflowers. Got some of the more dwarf varieties to use. So hopefully they don't get super crazy tall. As long as they stay under 6 feet, that's fine with me. They're going to go here on this north end. And for the field peas, they all went in at about 3 to 4 inches apart. The whole 40 foot that way, 60 foot that way, and 40 foot that way. Okra's going in about 5 inches apart, the whole way out down this 60 foot. Sunflowers are going in probably 3 to 4 inches apart, this whole 40 foot strip. I'm going to try and plant tomatoes, bell peppers, jalapenos, and eggplants all along that front strip, along with any other crap I got lying around. And zinnias are also going to go over on this side pretty much the whole way, and any other space over there that I have. Little rough green snake. You're clamming around in the wisteria. off he goes. Alright, let's put sunflowers in. I've got two varieties. I've got some of the expensive ones from Sowing, and then I've got some of the cheaper ones from Fairy Morse. These are like an 18-inch dwarf. These are supposed to get 4 to 6 feet. So I'm going to put taller ones here on the more eastern side, and then I'm going to fill in the rest with these dwarf ones. And we'll see which does better. I'm going to try and plant them like 4 inches apart. I don't know if I'm going to have enough seeds or not, but we'll see. I'll make up the difference with some other sunflowers or zinnias or something. Alright, got the So Easy ones in up until the front of row 2, and I'm going to make up the difference with these little dwarf ones. And sunflowers are planted. Now it's going to be time to do the nightshades down on this end. And for those, I've got all this. I've got these jalapenos. Came off of a plant I've had for the last 3 years that I really like the flavor of. It's very small producer. It came from a Bonnie Plants plant. It's got a really crazy spread of heat. Some peppers are like bell peppers, and some will burn a hole through your mouth. They're hotter than habaneros, so I don't know what the deal is with the plant, but I've got some seeds from that I can use. These are some Ichibans. These are some Ace 55 tomatoes. I've never had good luck with tomatoes, so I'm getting rid of those seeds. And some California Wonder bell peppers, which didn't do terribly great for me. But we'll give them all a plant and see how it do. Alright, well, I used a stirrup hoe and cleaned out a little trench that I'm putting the tomatoes in. And they didn't get very far. They only went from there to there. I was putting them every foot, about 3 to 5 seeds. So I've got them marked off of that. Now we're going to do the bell peppers, I believe. Just going to do some of these bell peppers. We'll see how far those get. I'm going to do the same spacing. And then I'm going to go to the other end and I'm going to do the eggplant. And then anything else I got left here in the front, I'm going to do with the jalapenos. Let's get to it. Alright, bell peppers are in. Those went a good bit further. Those probably went about 12 foot. Tomatoes only went 6. I'll start over there with the Ichiban. That'll probably do the rest of it. Although I don't think the Ichiban's going to come up too well. I have a really poor germination rate with these nightshades. I think I've had these California Wonderfuls trying to start at my house for the last 3 weeks, and they've just now started coming up. The jalapenos came up in 2, maybe a little less. Don't know about the tomatoes. I've always had poor luck with. Well, I've had poor luck getting tomatoes to fruit. Didn't have poor luck growing them. Never tried to grow eggplant from seed though. I always just buy plugs. A lot faster. Right, and just enough eggplant. So I guess I'm gonna keep the jalapenos as backup. Guess I'm gonna go try and start the dill over there. And see about the herbs and work over here on the wildflowers, then I'll go get the zinnias in. Actually, I think I'm going to do the zinnias first. Alrighty, zinnia time. Got a whole mess of flavors here. I have an obsession with zinnias, as you might tell, because they are just such a reliable, productive nectar plant. Grow everywhere, they're pretty. So, I've got a bunch, but I never have enough space to put as many as I want. And not as many as I want ever come up. So for the most part I managed to get all Lilliput. That one's one of the larger ones, but it's only supposed to get 3 foot tall. So that shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to plant that one first. And then I'm going to go through the rest of all of these the whole way down. I'm going to try and put the So Easy ones at the end because they're going to be in the worst spot. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to try and put a seed every 3 inches. And if I end up with more seeds, I'm going to come back and replant. At a much deeper, heavier density, probably 1 every 1.5 or 2 or something like that. Well, I had a lot less zinnias than I thought I did. Well, at least they went a lot less distance than I thought they would. I got from there all the way to there, so I got that little spot right there to fill in. What am I doing the rest in here? Got all this. I got parsley, some mixed herbs, dill, still got some field peas left, still got the jalapenos, I got some alyssum I gotta put out, and I got some butterfly weed. So, think I'm going to try and put wildflowers in here. I've got that little bag over there of stuff that I don't know quite what it is. Try and put in wildflowers along this side, and maybe extend the jalapenos some down there. Maybe I'll come back and do field peas that whole way. We'll see. Alright, we're going to put the dill in here at the north end. Then that'll probably get us to there. Then we're going to put in the parsley. That'll probably get us there. Then we've got these 4 packets of mixed herbs that are marjoram, basil, dill, and summer savory. And so that'll get us the rest of all that. Probably only the basil will come up, which is fine. That's the one I want to come up. And over here, I've got some butterfly weed. Probably none of that'll come up. They probably didn't cold scarify. And then we'll plant some alyssum. I'll do the alyssum right there. And then I've got this pack of red Becky, and I don't think any of that'll come up. But we'll stick it in the dirt just in case. Alyssum will do right about there. And we'll stick the butterfly weed in the ground. We'll just chuck this red Becky over there. Alright. And then probably the rest of that will be jalapenos or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Alright. That dill actually went really far. I did all the way down to the pump, and then I came up probably more than halfway down that way. And told me to do 4 seeds every 12 inches. I was doing about a dozen seeds every 9 inches. And I still got that far. So, if they come up in that density, that'd be awesome. I'd rather have the dill here than, a good number of all of this, except, those wildflowers. So, we'll see about that. I think I'll come over here and I'll put the parsley here in the middle, maybe. Something like that. We'll work it out. Alrighty, got the alyssum in there. I got butterfly weed all in there. And I've got the Rebecca right there. So that's all I was able to get in wildflower-wise. If this all comes up in dill, and that all comes up in dill, and that all comes up in the nightshades I put out, then I'm basically done now. Got all these mixed herbs and all this parsley I need to find something to do with. I think I can probably squeeze it in the middle, from there over to there. So I'm gonna try that. Alright, got the parsley in from there all the way to there. And then I put in 2 packs of those mixed herbs in there. So if I can get the basil to come up out of that, I'd be satisfied. So yeah, that's it. Done planting. Cotton's all down, indigo's all down, okra's down, field peas down, sunflowers, zinnia, dill, a couple of wildflowers, eggplant, bell pepper, and tomato. Now hopefully everything will come up. Probably won't. Probably have to come out here and replant something. Don't know what I'm going to do. Don't know if it's going to be the right time. It'll probably just end up being field peas to fill in any of the gaps, because I think I can plant that later and they'll take off. They are a cover crop after all. They love heat, super drought tolerant. So that's my fallback. Let's see if I can find some place to put these, whatever these are. Don't really think I have the room anywhere. So I guess I'm gonna call it quits. Go by, check to see if any more of the cotton's budding out, mark that down, and then I'll probably give that another week and then come out and replant the holes. Or I may just let it go. I don't know. Till next time, I'm out. Alright, we have a second plot going now. So, got 70 plants planted from 5 plants. I got 12B, 311D, 44D, 48C, and 49C. Got them in plastic, on an agricultural field, and a much better soil type. So, we'll see how they do.